outside.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna come outside. I'm gonna come outside right now. Did you?
Yeah, I hit the record button testimony on what you were talking about. You're starting out with Jesus Christ, but go ahead.
Tell you about up in the cult.
Awesome, dude. Start there.
All right. So basically, I'm Mormon. If you've ever heard of that.
What is that?
And person that's been brought up in a lie.
Oh, so it's like it's African American based.
Right.
All
and
right.
My parents they told me they would never tell me anything wrong, and I believe that religion, Bible.
Yo, my mic just turned off. Hold on, pause where you're at. My mic is turning on and off, fucking with the testimony. Hold on, dude. Let me make sure this is good before you keep going.
You know those white guys
Yo,
that come to your door?
Corona, accept that invite.
Oh,
Accept that invite into the party I sent you, Corona, so that we can hear you. Alright, it should be good now. Okay, Black Mormonism. Alright, start there. Corona, can you hear me? We lost him.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. Now,
right,
no more technical difficulties. Black Mormonism, go.
Alright, so you want the story?
Yeah.
Basically, I was raised, to black parents, which makes me naturally black.
Okay.
And they raised me in a religion called Mormonism.
So, yo, you're black? I didn't even know, man. This whole time we've been friends, I thought you were white. That's that's funny.
But that's probably why you thought I was white, because I've been raised in Mormon.
Okay.
To be quite honest. And, yeah, it's cool, but, so I got probably 23 years of experience in this Mormonism from birth. So when you're born in Mormonism, it's called being born under the covenant.
Okay.
In the Holy Temple, right?
Yeah.
And they taught about Jesus, but they more or less taught about Jesus through Joseph Smith, which is their belief that they believe he's a prophet of the last dispensation, and that through him you can gain salvation through Jesus.
Okay.
And it says that in the Brigham Young Discourse. They taught me the Book of Mormon, and they also taught me a little bit of Bible.
Okay.
I myself, I never read the Bible, really, when I was in Mormonism. But they taught us the Book of Mormon because they said that, hey, if you got a testimony in this book, that's all that matters. Because in Amos 3:7, surely the Lord God will reveal his secrets unto the prophets. And that's what they pulled out of the Bible to support their claim that the Book of Mormon was true in its divinity. So they hooked me on that and try to give me a testimony at. So every first Sunday they pretty much pressure the young kids to get up and say that they know that the Book of Mormon is true, and they know this and that, and Jesus Christ. So fast forward you know, 20 some years, here we go. Now it's time to serve a mission where you have to randomly go where the prophet and the apostles send you to teach and spread Mormonism so that you can do your part and whatnot. And it's
Yeah.
a commandment for every male to do so. So I said, all right, I'm not going to tell anyone this, but at the time I was starting to question if this whole Mormonism thing was true.
Right.
So I went for two reasons: to help people and to know if it was true. I didn't really go to convert people.
Gotcha.
So they sent me to Stockholm, Sweden. I wound up living there for 2 years. I learned the language. I was the only black guy out of the church there, let alone one of the only black guys in the missionary training facility, which was 50,000 people.
Holy shit.
And, yeah, they brainwashed me to learn the language super fast. And they sent me over there with the book, and I was one of the best for about 6 months. And then I start slowly seeing how the Swedish people were, and they weren't receptive to the message at all.
Right.
And I would ask them, oh, do you have a faith in God? And they were like, no, I have a faith in myself.
Right.
And it seemed like that was a typical answer, so I wound up saying, hey, do I have faith in myself, you know?
Right.
You know, if I don't feel this is right. So fast forward about a year later, and I don't know how deep you want it, but I wound up meeting another cult when I was over there that wanted me to join. Well, we'll do that for another interview. But I wind up getting to the point where I just was disgusted in sitting there in that church every Sunday. You know, I had duties like I had to bless the sacrament, I had to find people, I had to teach people, help people. The helping people was cool, but, you know. So after that, you know, we went through the temple over there in Denmark.
Mm.
And they started to switch the temple to the Stockholm temple. So I went through that, in which they have a thing called the endowment session, which women wear garments. I got them here. Currently, I don't wear them anymore, but
You're gonna have to burn those eventually,
me,
dude. But go on.
Yeah, oh no, I don't want them. I mean, I don't wear them. You can have it. And they went and showed me the endowment session, which was one of the shocking things in my life. I actually saw it before I left on my mission, and it shocked the hell out of me. It's like everything I knew just stopped. It was a lie, you know? It was a movie, basically, of Genesis, and they would stop the movie every 20 minutes to make you stand up and to repeat after the person speaking the ritual. But it wasn't sacrificing or anything like that. It was just like promising to God to keep different laws, like the law of consecration, where you would have to render all of your service and time to the church if desired, if the church requested it, shit like that.
That's weird.
So now seeing my parents get up and hold their hand to the prayer and, you know, repeat, I'm like kind of freaked out. So fast forward, I'm in the mission and going through the temple there, and I'm just like, man, let me just try to see if this is real. You know, I have my doubts, but I'm here to confirm whether it's true or it's not.
Right.
So I did my 2 years, and at the end, I wind up, and by the way, my mission was a success when it comes to helping people. I didn't convert anyone, and I'm glad I didn't. But I helped a lot of people. I saved people's lives physically. You know, I learned a lot. You know, I met ISIS. I met Saddam Hussein's personal detail. You know, they showed me a lot of what they were doing over there. But in the end, I went through this temple, and
what did that have to do with
that,
Saddam though? Like, what did
basically, right? The church is a secret society. And
right.
to go through these channels and then lateral over to achieve world dominance. And beliefs from Joseph Smith, who got his beliefs from the Masons. So the handshakes and the symbols and the tokens it has to do with Saddam Hussein. Well, Sweden, where they sent me, the church had a mission called the Second Harvest, in which they knew Sweden demographically. Where I lived in the first city was called Södertälje. And there, it was just chock full of Africans and Syrians. during the time we had the war going on, so people had to claim asylum to this country and live there, but they would get declined sometimes. The only way that a Muslim could live in Sweden and not get shipped back is to say that they were Christian. So the missionaries, me and some other people, would go and convert them, and they would lie to us saying that they had a testimony of Jesus Christ to get a baptismal record in which they can show the countries that says, hey, I'm Christian, I can't go back to my country, I'll die. So they ushered in a whole agenda in which they were trying to monopolize their church off of a social problem, and they did. It worked. The statistics were off the roof. The money that they made wasn't comparable, and they're doing it all over the world. And the biggest contributor is Africa and South America, and the poor parts too. And so that's what they had me over there doing. But of course, they didn't tell me this. I served under Gregory Newell, who was the ambassador to Sweden. He was my coach, and I answered to him. So I'm directly under him. So the mission that we ran religiously was nothing but a ploy to run it politically. And we played our part. And I had my interview with Greg, and he lives in McLean, Virginia. You can look him up. Look him up, Gregory Newell, on Google. And he got his, I guess what he was doing there, he got his status. He served his time, and he wanted to become a 70, and then from a former 70, he would be promoted to apostle, and once you get so high up, you can lateral over to the real secret society. You can lateral over to the real deal.
Yeah, but you're in it the whole time, dude. You're in it the whole time. So what do you mean lateral over to the real one? I don't get it. It's just a lower version of it.
Well, it is, but you can lateral over to different channels. For him, he was already in Mormonism, so why would he need Mormonism? He was already a diplomat and an ambassador before all this, so why would you need Mormonism?
He's just using it for a tool, really.
Yeah, he used it, and I believe he got up and he got power, and I've seen it happen before. And so that didn't shake too well with me, but by the time I realized that I was home, and you know, I had a great experience. I don't regret the country or nothing, but long story short, I started reading the Bible more when I had separated myself from that cult, and I don't know, ever since then it's been just pursuit of truth. I mean, I just hear what people have to say, and you know, believing that, I feel like a weight has been lifted. I mean, that took 25 years of my life. That's a quarter of 100 years.
And what did it amount to, though? Did it just amount to you waking up to more truth? Or did it amount to you just getting deeper into the bullshit and not getting anything out of it?
Well, what it amounted to for me was, I would say the first one. It amounted for a thirst for truth and to not fall subject to lies again.
Amen.
And accountability. I don't, you know, buckle to people that can't provide me with an answer. I mean, I understand faith and everything, but I just got through spending 25 years in a faith where they told me that, you know, my faith was dead without doing this work that they had to do. And I got used doing it, so I questioned, and I wanted to know what I was doing. And I think today it honestly disrupts some of my social life, because I'm not like most people. Like you said, you know, hey, this guy sounds white, this guy, you have to understand, because of that bubble, you know, I didn't touch alcohol, I didn't touch sex, I didn't touch weed, I didn't touch all those things, because they brainwashed us so much that they said that you would pretty much go to hell. So me telling you about the secrets in the temple, you know, that is grounds for me to go under hell. Like,
yeah?
But of course I know it's wrong. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Really?
So, that's what they say, you know. But you know, I feel like they haven't tried to really
They're
teach
full of
that
shit.
much.
Yo, let me tell you something. They're working off of the real church. What the real church is, the real truth and the real knowledge and the real leaders, they're working off of that and making up their own
Yeah,
false one and using all the Bible's words, using the Bible to get their means done with people, telling them stuff. Use God's ways and flip them on their neck, because God, you can't put God in a box, man. When people start talking all that you can't talk to your family and all weird
yeah,
cult stuff like that, that's when you start to fucking really
right,
realize what the hell they're doing there. And
right.
it's never something that makes you feel warm inside. It's usually the opposite. And you can't take
It was
that,
the
dude.
opposite.
You can't take that, dude. Over and over again, every day with those type of people, that must have been fucking scary, dude. Just to watch that shit, dude. I feel for you, dude. If I was in that shit, dude, and I believed it, dude, there is a truth behind it, but they're fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? They're counterfeiting it, dude. It's like you taking
Yeah,
a real $100 bill, which is the real truth of gospel of Jesus Christ, and then turning it into the fakest $100 bill you ever seen, but it looks mad real. And when you look at it, you have to really analyze it for as many years as you did to realize that it's not an authentic piece of work. You know what I mean? It's not an authentic, accepted, real, true faith, dude. You said it yourself, dude. You didn't believe what they were saying. You shouldn't have, dude. You're smart, is what you are. You're lucky you're
yeah.
not dumb, because they got a bunch of dummies in there listening to what the fuck they're saying,
Oh, yeah.
and that's why they got as many people, like 50,000 in each place, dude. That is some scary, scary, scary shit, dude. You must have some
That was
fucking real balls to
specifically
even go
50,000
through with their shit, dude, and
March.
not run away. You just sat there and watched. That's so funny, dude. That's what you gotta do in life. You just observe these motherfuckers. Dude, that's crazy. But continue. Are you done with your story? Because I just started talking out of nowhere because I thought his shit was
Oh,
crazy.
no problem. Yeah, no, it was 50,000 missionaries every 2 weeks that go through that training facility that gets dispatched to the four corners of the world.
Really?
And like I told you, at the end of my mission, I did believe. I was trying to want to believe for my parents, for me, and they told me that you should. They said Elder Bednar, no, Elder Holland said you should doubt your doubts before you doubt your faith. That's what he said out of his own mouth, an alleged apostle. So of course here I am doubting, but at the same token, here I am skipping out on college to be out here to so-called save people's lives.
Yeah, but where are you
That's a
living
very
now?
huge leap. I'm actually living in Maryland.
Are you still with the cult at all?
Hell no. Hell no. I'm
You ain't
far
even
away
got
from it.
family
I'll
in them
never.
and shit?
Yeah, I still have a mom in it, and
Oh, you're still as close as fucking yesterday, dude. Come on.
but I told these things with my mom, and she doesn't believe it, but she still connects with it. So I told her, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, but I'm no longer gonna be attending. I'm not gonna be participating in it.
Did
I
she say
denounce
she
it.
understands, or was she
All that.
pissed? Because usually they get pissed and then they get told that you're a bad person.
She understood. Surprisingly, she understood. And
Nice.
I started doing my research more to the end of my mission, why the church wasn't true and what its contradictions are with the alleged Bible that they never really used to teach anyone. And they have a song in the church called Praise to the Man. That right there should be a red flag to any true Christian, I
Right.
believe.
Right, because it's to
You're
man, not to
praising
God.
Joseph Smith. Look it up. It's actually, if you type in praise to the man, the hymnal will come up, and no one sees a problem with this.
Right.
So that's why I kind of took a step back from it, and I said, whoa, my parents told me that they would never tell me anything wrong. And here I am in what I believe is the end of my life and the beginning of a new life, because let me tell you, it's weird, and some people don't get to wake up from that, especially if you're in
Word.
the heart of Utah or Arizona.
Amen, dude.
And, I
You're
was
dead
lucky.
ass.
I was lucky to get out of it because of my background and where I lived in my culture before the monoculture, it gave me more of a foundation to make a more informed choice versus peer pressure on a dramatic level in Utah, where if you say you're gay or if you say you don't believe this and that, you'll be exiled from your family.
Damn.
You know, so they're scared of that, so they just suck it up and they keep going. But the bishops, when I was over there in Europe, they were looking at porn. They were, you know, doing all types of
openly though.
And yeah, openly. And
like it's not a bad thing.
Better. I mean, we had a branch president. He's kind of like a bishop, but you know, for a lesser church. He was in a place called Karlskrona, Sweden, in the south part, and he got released because he turned gay on top of watching gay pornography on the church computer.
Nice.
Openly. So now you're saying that a lot of the church people say, well, okay, well, the gospel's perfect, but the church is not. What you guys are doing is nowhere close to what this Bible... I started reading more of the Bible when I wasn't religious, and
nice.
I read it often. I like to hear about it. You know, I'm cautious as to
what the real truth is, right?
Joining a religion.
Oh yeah, dude. If I were you, I wouldn't join anything, not even a bingo club or a bowling league, dude. I'd I'd be like, I'm on my own now, guys. I'm done. I can't join anything.
Yeah.
No memberships of any kind. I don't even want a Darien Lake pass, dude. I'm done.
Right. Right.
That's funny.
That's how I feel. I mean, I read more now that I'm not religious. You know, my girlfriend, for example, she claims that she's a Christian, you know, but I'm saying, you know, well, why aren't you keeping the commandments? And it's like, she was like, well, you know, I'm trying my best. I'm like, okay, you know, which I know she's not. And I'm like, do you love God? And she's like, yeah, of course, you know. Well, you know, John 14:15, you love me, keep my commandments, you know. So
right.
How much are you trying to do, you know? So, I mean, I don't know, like...
Well, yo, let me tell you something about this. Hold on, let me just throw a little tidbit in here. With your girlfriend, dude, everybody has their own spiritual baggage that they're attached to, just like you had your baggage with your mom in that cult. So all the baggage that there is in the world with people affects them on a daily basis, and until they get rid of that spiritual baggage completely, all that evil spiritual baggage, it's not good. It's all evil as hell, all right? The point is that once you clear your spiritual baggage up, you can't do it all at once. Like, there's times where you can do a lot of it at once, but you can't do it all at once. And God he'll step you towards the right situations to help you learn the lessons you need to learn at that moment. We're all at our own pace, in our own time, on God's time. You understand that? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like we're what we can take. Like, God gives us what we can take. He only gives us exactly what we can take because he doesn't want to overload us. What's the point of playing the game if you're going to get overloaded in the first round? Doesn't make any sense. That's why people don't drop dead at fucking 20 years old without a reason. Because seriously, the point is, it's in his will, so he won't take you out of this world. He's the only person that can take you out of this world. So his will is, for instance, he's not going to take you out until he's ready to take you out. So everybody that's ever died, there was a circumstance where either he wanted to take you out or Satan takes you out. That's what happens. Satan and his demons take you out, or God takes you out. There's no other way to go out, okay? There ain't out on your own recognizance. There ain't a fucking rehab deal. No, just but the point is, you can't not get rid of your spiritual baggage and just think everything's going to be fine. Because things are going to roller coaster and spiral out of control until you're in a fucking cult like you were and, like, living it like it was your life for the longest time.
Yeah.
And that's the type of shit with, like, repetition that could brainwash anybody, even a dude that's as smart as you. You're lucky that God even let you get out of that, man. That was a delusion. That was a strong delusion that Lucifer is allowed to have over the planet right now. That's a strong ass delusion, dude. Excuse my language, but seriously. I swear, let me tell you some stuff about me real quick, because you say your girlfriend don't keep the commandments and all this. Man, I don't keep all the commandments, and if I could keep all the commandments, I would love to. But at this stage in my life, from where I've been and where I'm at now, if I were to try to do any more than these baby steps I do every day, I would fall flat on my face and give up. And God knows that. God doesn't want me to do anything stupid like that. However, I used to sin every day, dude, big stuff. I used to rob people daily, big stuff. I used to sell drugs daily, big stuff. I used to smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, drink, sniff coke, everything but shooting up dope and smoking crack. Those are the only two fucking things I didn't do. So for where I'm at now, where I don't do any of that stuff, but I smoke cigarettes and I blaze, that's such a long way for me because, dude, my whole life I feel like I haven't accomplished anything, even though I've accomplished so much. And I always get down on myself like, oh, maybe I haven't been really living the way I should be living. Maybe I should live better, or maybe I should live away from what I usually go towards, which is God at this point. But God is always there to hold your hand, man. God is always there to, even without a person converting. Dude, once you convert to anything, I don't care what religion, you're a part of that. And if it's the true kingdom of God that you'll be a part of, from believing in the truth, that's all you really need to do. There isn't no crazy ritual to believe in Christ. All you need to do is learn the truth, which you probably know the truth like the back of your hand, bro. Which is crazy, because if you read the Bible like you're saying you read the Bible, you're an honest dude, man. I take your word and shit when you say it. I can tell you're just trying to be an honest dude and a good dude, and I appreciate that shit out of you. That's why I love coming in the match and shit. The only reason I wanted to come out was so you could just sit here and fucking toward this. But
yeah.
The point is, dude, your girl has to get rid of her spiritual baggage. I still have a bunch of spiritual baggage, but I'm not going to be able to get rid of it until I go to a place where they can rip demons out of me. I could rip demons out of my girl, and I could rip demons out of any other person, but I can't really rip them out of myself because it's so unfathomable to me. If I believed it, then I'd be able to do it, but I can't fathom it. So if you can't believe in yourself in something, you won't be able to ever do it. And I don't believe that it'll go that way, and I don't have enough faith in that way to be able to take them out of myself. I've even watched videos that tell you, yeah, you could take them out of yourself and do it. But until I go to, dude, I plan on doing it at a certain church, which is in Nigeria, way out, like on the whole other side of the planet from where I'm at. So, hopefully, dude, now that we're in our own place, I'm going to save our money and we're going to go to Nigeria, and we're all going to get baptized, so we'll get the Holy Ghost even though we're saved, and we'll also get the demons ripped out of us first, which takes days because they do it for real. And if you videotape these fucking demonic ass exorcisms, they're the craziest things you've ever seen in the world, and there's tons of them on YouTube right now, and they're all real as fuck. That's the type, excuse my language, but that's the type of stuff that I really had to wake me up. It was like the only thing that could really shake me enough to my core. Because, dude, you gotta remember, we all think of this world as like a joke. We all think of like we're all just sitting here hanging the fuck out. Dude, we're here, first of all, we're here for a reason, and second of all, we're here on a mission.